Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles. I want to welcome you guys to the conversation. So today, we're going to be talking about something a little bit interesting. So the question is, should LeBron James start over Kawhi Leonard for the All-Star team this year? So that's what I want to get into this video today. So let me just first of all say, and I want to get this out the way. A lot of people watching this channel have been seeing some of our videos. They tend to think that for whatever reason, I'm a LeBron James hater. I don't like LeBron or whatever it is. Now, let me just dispel that idea altogether. First of all, I do not dislike LeBron. I think he's one of the 10 greatest basketball players of all time. I don't have him in the top 5 or top 2 like some people do, because I just don't believe he's that good to be at that level. He's not as accomplished as other players that deserve to be ahead of him. Now, it doesn't mean that he's still not great and he's still not an all-time great. As I said, he's in my top 10 of all time, but I'm not willing to put him ahead of some other players, and that's just my opinion. But let's just kill it with all of the I hate LeBron and all that stuff, because it's not really that deep and it's not true, but whatever. Anyway, so in this video today, I want to talk about, really what's been happening this season with the Lakers and the Clippers. And, All-Star voting is coming up, and LeBron, I think, is number 2 in the balloting for voting in the Western Conference behind Luka Doncic, which is a really big surprise considering how long he's been in the game. But it just means that Luka's picking up a lot of traction. But it led me to ask the question, should he start over Kawhi? Now, as we stand, LeBron James has about 1 million votes so far in the first returns of the balloting, and Kawhi has about 700,000. Now, that's to be a little bit expected because LeBron is still, I would say, a more recognizable athlete, especially worldwide, and I think fans were able to vote all over the world, so I'm not really surprised at that. However, the question though still becomes, should he start over Kawhi? Now, let me just firstly say, no, LeBron should start ahead of Kawhi for the All-Star team. And I know some of my, supporters out there, some of our supporters out there that like Kawhi, maybe saying, hold up, what are you saying, all of this? Let me just tell you why. First reasons first. Let's focus on winning. And I believe that's the most important thing. Now, obviously, the All-Star voting is a popularity contest, but nevertheless, winning does count for something. And it does mean something that right now, as we're doing this video, the Lakers are actually leading the Western Conference with a 28-7 record, and the Clippers are sitting at 25-11. So the Lakers are ahead of them by at least 3.5 games in the losses column. So that means something, and LeBron is a big reason why the Lakers are so successful. I believe he's more pivotal to that team than Anthony Davis. Maybe a lot of people don't think that, but I believe so. I believe he's the reason why. He's the primary reason why the Lakers are in the position that they are, because he's the one that facilitates the entire offense. He's the smartest person on the court. He's the most experienced person on that team. So, and that all counts for something, and it all contributes to the aggregate success that the team is having. So I think he's the reason that machine is churning. He's a cog inside the machine that's making that thing going. So in my opinion, he's the MVP of that team at least. So winning does count for something. But now let's look at the stats that LeBron is putting up this season. So this season, he's averaging 25 points a game, getting you 7.7 rebounds and 10 and 11 assists a game, which is a career high. I mean, this guy's 35 years old. I think in his 17th or 18th season, he's averaging a career high in assists. That's incredible. It speaks to his longevity, his focus, his attention to detail, and his overall passion for the sport. And I know a lot of people out there have been saying that he went to Los Angeles to be a Hollywood star and all of this. Well, who doesn't go to LA to be caught up in that crowd and the limelight and hang out with stars? Everyone pretty much does that, with the exception of a few people. But that doesn't necessarily mean that he's still not focused on basketball and committed to excellence on the court, because you can see the numbers that he's putting up tell you that he actually is. And the Lakers are the number 1 seed in the Western Conference thus far. So I wouldn't attack him on that level, but I think that he's still committed to excellence. And you can see by the numbers he's putting up. Now, he's shooting 48% from the floor, which is pretty typical. One season he even shot 54.8% from the floor. That was in the 2016-2017 season. Now, granted, he was younger then, and most of LeBron's shots are going to the basket, so obviously he's a higher percentage shot. He's not really a mid-range player. He's not a perimeter player, although he has the ability to hit the outside shot. That's not where the majority of his offense is generated from. This season, he's shooting 35 34.3% from the three-point line, which is respectable. The only thing is his free throw percentage, which is 67.9, let's say 70%, which is something which has been sort of his Achilles heel because last season he shot 66%. So LeBron has never really been an exceptional free throw shooter, given that his talent dictates that he should be at least an 85% free throw shooter for his career. But nevertheless, he's still putting up sensational numbers, and he's doing really well, and he's delivering for the team, and they're the number one seed in the Western Conference. Now, if we juxtapose those numbers with Kawhi Leonard's stats, this season he's averaging 25 points, getting you 7.6 rebounds a game, 5.2 assists, shooting 45% from the field, 35.6% from the three-point line, and shooting 88.8% from the free throw line. Now, on his face, you can argue either way. The only thing that LeBron is doing better than Kawhi is, let's say, the assists, because the rebounding is virtually the same and the points are virtually the same. But if we're talking about who deserves to be ahead of the other person, I mean, given the team success that the Lakers are having, that's one big case for me. I really value winning. Winning means something. I think the whole purpose for playing basketball or for sports is to win something, and winning should count for something. And the Lakers are doing that. So for the first reason, you have to reward him for being, spearheading that entire team to be the reason why they're winning. So number one, the team is doing really well. Number two, he's putting up fantastic numbers minus his free throw shooting, but he's averaging a career high in assists, which is the first time he's ever done something like that in his entire tenure in the NBA. And to be doing that, I think in his 17th season, going into his 18th season, is pretty remarkable. So in my opinion, I think LeBron has done everything thus far to secure a starting position over Kawhi. Now, obviously, once the All-Star ballots have come in, once all the voting is finished, if they're still doing the captains like they did last season, then you don't know how each team is going to start. If LeBron is not, if he doesn't lead the West in votes, then Luka Doncic could start, and then he may pick somebody else, and you never know how things are going to turn out. But that being said, I think thus far he deserves to be ahead of Kawhi for a starting position on the All-Star team. But that's my opinion. But what I want to know from you guys is this: do you think that LeBron deserves to start ahead of Kawhi Leonard, or do you think Kawhi should start ahead of LeBron? It's a very simple question, very basic, but I think it's still very interesting. And I really like to know what you guys think about this. So please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. I really want to know what you guys think about it. And again, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. And make sure you hit the notification bell to be notified when all of our newest and hottest content comes out. Once again, this is Charles here from Dreamers Pro, wishing you guys an amazing day, an amazing year. Peace.